fellow babies, and welcome to a 42 show where we don't have CF Beauty on the Shills account. She's not going to be here. Yeah, it's a thing. She's off.
This party.
Well, no, she's chilling on a real nice grassy knoll with a great view of a classic Lincoln. So I don't know what that's all about, but yeah. So you can try pinging, like, tag and dunk or I if you really got something you need to get off your chest or whatever, and we'll do our best, but it goes pretty quick. Don't know what's going to happen.
We'll see.
Yeah. So where do you want to start us off there, buddy?
Wow, we can start with Fly Me to the Moon, and we'll get you there in September 2026. Yeah, so the astronauts will have to wait until next year before flying to the moon, and at least 2 years before landing on it, under the latest round of delays announced by NASA on Tuesday. It was to be expected, for crying out loud. The space agency has planned to send 4 astronauts around the moon late this year, but pushed the flight back to September 2025. NASA cited safety concerns with its own spacecraft, as well as development issues with the moon suits and landers coming from private industry. Basically everything. Just everything's not ready.
Yeah.
See, they're even waiting on Starship because they need that to get Artemis from lunar orbit down to the surface and back up. But nearly, the 400-foot high rocket has launched from Texas only twice, exploding both times over the Gulf of Mexico.
Great track record for the future.
SpaceX one tend to blow up at the early stages, but third one's planned for February, another test flight. So we'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting. If you had asked somebody during like the Apollo missions, do you think in the future NASA will be like, bringing private industry in to actually do the whole thing and not just as contractors to help and stuff? Nobody would have said yes. People don't just decide to go to space. That's crazy.
No, it's a very, very, very different kind of thing going on now with the space industry. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But NASA has only one Artemis moonshot under its belt so far, and in its test flight of its new moon rocket in 2022, the space agency sent an empty Orion capsule into lunar orbit. To engineer surprise, some charged material came off the capsule's heat shield during re-entry, and later testing of the capsule uncovered a design flaw in the life support electronics, and separate battery issues popped up. Wow, it's not going well. Wow. But the thing is, here we go. Now, Starship will need to fill up its fuel tank in orbit around Earth before heading to the moon.
Yeah.
And SpaceX estimates an estimated 10 fuel transfers will be needed. Now, this thing is bigger than the Saturn V rocket. Now, remind me, did we have fuel stations up in space in 1969? A rocket the same size as the one that went to the moon can't do it on one tank?
Yeah, I think there was a guy named George Jetson in charge. It is odd, though. Why? Why?
I don't quite understand that. There's a okay, but then I'm not a rocket scientist, so don't ask me.
Yeah. No, I do find it. There's a couple things about modern space that are kind of perplexing. Like, it seems like complication is creeping in, feature creep or whatever, because we get to that point where maybe I'm wrong. I don't really know. I like the idea of some of these cool new spacesuits they've been showing off. Like, they could look like this and stuff instead of all this bulky balloon boy thing. That would be really helpful for exploration and stuff, right?
Yeah,
but
they just don't know how to make them work.
Yeah, but the good old Saturn V was able to just go boom, done, next, and now we're doing tanker missions and stuff. It's a bit convoluted, but we'll see how it runs.
Well, they say the company plans to have an orbiting fuel depot to handle the job. Maybe we like Tesla battery power units. Recharge.
A virtual Elon welcomes you to the station. Namaste.
can you imagine that? It's like EV battery anxiety, but in a rocket.
Yeah.
Have I got enough charge to get to the moon?
That's range anxiety. Oh, that's funny. Well,
But
okay.
you got some more tech news.
Yeah, well, speaking of electric cars and stuff, I'm going to switch my little order here. But Hertz has a big fleet of electric cars. And they're so happy with them that they're selling off 20,000 to buy gasoline cars instead. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's just like we were talking with the Kias, $60,000 battery replacements and whatnot. And that's the big thing right now. They're just way too expensive to maintain and repair. Right?
So Hertz are selling them off at a high frequency.
Yeah. But despite but despite the less maintenance, because engine oil and that kind of thing and yada yada, it's the high damage repair costs and high depreciation as well. It's just it was not a good idea. And it wasn't that long ago that I think Hertz had to be bailed out and they were bankrupt and everything. So this must be great for the the stock and whatnot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they all come in that banana color with the Hertz logo on it?
Yeah, that's some ugly, right? Oh yeah. But yeah, so like we've commented a few times on articles that have been saying that the EV market is cooling right now, and there's a downturn in sales and so on. This is not going to help. Flooding the market with 20,000 used EVs is going to plummet values. Oh yeah, not good at all. That's people are going to be pissed.
They should just dump them in Wyoming, where they've been banned.
Yeah. That's funny. That'd be hilarious. Oh, but yeah. So if you want to start up a taxi company, maybe now's your time.
Yeah. Or a banana delivery company.
They're already dressed for you.
Well, the thing is, if you are going to deliver bananas, where better to deliver bananas through tunnels, eh? Yeah, so this is a really truly bizarre story. A historic Brooklyn synagogue that serves as the center of an influential Hasidic Jewish movement was trashed this week during an unusual community dispute that began with the discovery of a secret underground tunnel and ended in a brawl between the worshippers and the police. Now this is in Brooklyn. This is not in Gaza or Israel. This is in Brooklyn. The conflict erupted in the global headquarters of the Chabad Lubavitch, the Chabad Lubavitch movement in Crown Heights, a deeply revered Jewish site. But on Tuesday, the synagogue remained closed off by police barricades as New York City building safety agents inspected whether a tunnel dug without official permission may have caused structural damage. Officials and locals said young men in the community recently built the passage to the sanctuary in secret. When the group's leaders tried to seal it off on Monday, they staged a protest that turned into violence as police moved in to make arrests. If you see, they're just chucking stuff everywhere when the police are turning in. All these Hasidic Jews.
Somebody thought they were going to lead everybody on a Goonies quest.
Yeah, no. Oh, the thing is, the passageway is believed to have been started in the basement of an empty apartment building behind the headquarters, snaking under a series of offices and lecture halls before eventually connecting to the actual synagogue itself.
Wow.
There's this crazy tunnel, basically from like a single-sex bathhouse. Thing is, we're talking about a community, the Hasidic community is such closed off. It's like the Amish. It's like nobody knows what goes on inside. They've got their own world, their own stuff, just their own rules, and the police just marching in and saying, "No, you can't do that." No, well, we can. We're allowed to.
Exactly.
And to be honest with you, reporting on this story has been so bizarre because nobody knows what the fuck is going on. It's bonkers. You just try looking into this, and then you'll just find people going, I don't know.
Yeah, helpful, right? You know? Yeah.
Oh dear.
Here's this. I thought this was unbelievable when I had to reread the amount because it's just shocking. So, Chicago public schools have lost money in 2023 on technology that has gone missing. How much, you may ask? $20 million. $20 million have been lost to lost technology. 77,505 laptops were not returned in 2023. And that's just Chicago public schools. That's a city.
I was going to say that's one very, very expensive overhead projector.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Epson fooled you guys, but you know.
Nobody uses it. How many laptops?
77,000, which is a city of people unto itself. I just how does that, what? You know,
I don't. Thing is, I used to. I did a couple of jobs in my past before I got into the movie industry, where I was working as a tech assistant, like
waitress in a cocktail bar.
Waitress in a cocktail bar, but handing out equipment, and you get people to sign for it, and you get it back, and I mean, we get annoyed if we lose a crappy microphone because some student has lost it somewhere and has left it at home or can't find it, but 77,000 laptops.
I know,
put an
right?
ID tag on them.
Yeah. And the CPS Inspector General, somebody or other, said you can't pin this on COVID. You can pin this on students who are just taking the devices and not returning them. Right?
It's got nothing to do with COVID.
Yeah, this was 2023 budget, right? But they spent $124 million during the 2021-2022 school year, and now they've already lost. It's actually $23 million of it. Like, that's, oh my gosh, man, it's a fifth.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of kids out there that didn't have to wait for Christmas to get their new laptop. I mean, aren't these things locked down and tracked? They're school property. I mean, you can't just. Can you? Is it that easy? Why
are the schools handing out laptops to kids anyway?
I would figure you'd be better off to have a program where, if your child wants a laptop, but your family can't afford it, the school gets the big discount, and then maybe there's a finance plan, but it's yours and you owe the money or whatever. Isn't that more like teaching responsibility instead of just giving them something to steal?
But I remember back at school, they'd get pissy trying to, handing out a new book, those a paper, the blank book, the ones you write in.
Yeah.
It's like, you want a new one? Yeah, fill the other up. Well, yeah, don't write so much.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stop learning.
Yeah. I mean, back in the 80s, we didn't all get a Commodore 64 handed to us.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But, it's odd. But speaking of odd, what do you get when you take pretty much washed up musician that's just begging for, relevancy in the modern age right now, and a company that's so lost with the word innovation, they don't even know what they're doing anymore? Dunk, would you like to tell us?
Yes, you've skipped a story. No worries.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. I wonder where you were going there. Yeah. But Mercedes AMG aims to change the driving music with a new interactive musical experience, just what you need, that is created along with musician and entrepreneur Will I Am, or just William. Just William to his mother. Willie?
On Top Gear, Clarkson introduced him as Will.I.M. It was awesome.
Anyway, Billy, with the Mercedes announced MBUX or MBooks. I don't know how you're supposed to say that. This is the sound drive, a new feature that uses sensors and software to link music to driving. It's hard to describe. You'll hear that expression quite a lot, and these are coming from fucking reporters, for God's sake. It's hard to describe, but Mercedes say it's composed musical tracks to pair with regular functions like recuperation, acceleration, steering and braking, and turning the whole car. As Will.i.am puts it, it's its own orchestra. So drivers would opt in, here we go, by selecting sound drive through their infotainment system, which then connects the car's hardware and the music software through precise in-car signals that enable the music to react to the driving characteristics in real time.
Get this.
Such as soothing music would start playing when the windshield wipers are turned on. What? In essence, matching the inclement weather with lo-fi beats for driving. Meanwhile, an EDM beat would progressively get faster as you accelerate down the highway, making your heart pump and putting that pedal metal to the... Oh yeah! Oh,
if my car starts spewing "Willie is me" music when I fucking turn on the windshield wipers, I'm gonna crash it into a pole just because I'm angry.
Well, here's the good news for you, because if Bach or Will.i.am aren't your most played artists, have no fear. Mercedes say it wants Sound Drive to be an open music platform, so any musician can create their own auditory soundscape for driving. Using the company's MBooks operating system, artists from around the world are invited to create tracks for a variety of driving functions.
Can you imagine drum and bass? You know, you step on the throttle and it just starts beating up, and then you put on the brakes because you know there's traffic, and it was just the dumbest fucking thing.
It's, you know, your check engine light comes on and go, oh, it's never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
Oh, that's funny.
You could troll the driver with this technology.
There's a sensor, and if you're blowing too much smoke out the back because your car isn't running properly, it plays Boston Smoking.
Now, here's the bit you'll like. The feature can be downloaded via the over-the-air software update. Pricing information was not immediately available.
Okay, hold on. If you're willing to pay a subscription to let Willie is me ruin your automotive experience, you're an idiot. It's just...
It's like when they're going to start putting wheels as on a subscription service. It's like, well, no, we gave you the first 30 degrees of the arc of the wheel free, but every rotation after that, is another $1.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you pay by the millimeter of tread loss when you as you drive your car. You know, Pirelli watches, and they bill you monthly for how much rubber you use.
Oh, it's insane. Absolutely insane. But yeah, no.
Could you imagine?
It could be interesting. It could be interesting. But
subscription toilets. And what if you're like not feeling well and you're like, oh, but I've already been there today. I don't know.
It's going to bill you by water displacement using the Archimedes principle. You just dropped a big one in here, and that's going to cost you extra.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's funny, man. Would you like me to call a plumber? That
Now,
will be, yeah.
now, if you haven't guessed, a lot of the news is coming from CES at the minute. What's CES
Yeah.
stand for? Computer Entertainment. Blah, I don't know, but yeah, a lot of news is coming from CES at the moment because that's the big thing where all the technology is coming out. So we got more coming.
It's actually French, and if you put it in the right way for English, it's educating consumer shitheads. But you know, yeah.
It's pronounced "K."
So let's flip over to Musk Watch 2024, and Musk has completely changed X because now it's a video first platform.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just not, you idiot. And they're called tweets. That's what you bought. That's what it is.
Now, I did see this. He put out some kind of really weird video of like a glowing animal, a tiger type thing running through some 1980s generated kind of clip art kind of.
Maybe that was just Grimes when she left him.
Yeah. I don't know what he's up to on this one. I don't think he knows.
Yeah. So
there we go. He's holding the glass. Cheers. Got no idea what's going to happen here, but it's up to you guys. Yeah, leave it.
Yeah, it's worth less than half than it was before. All the big advertisers are bailing. So no, I'm a video platform. It's just unbelievable. This guy lives up in a cloud of his own making. You can't see it. You know, you have to have a passcode to even be able to look up in the sky and see it. But yeah, he figures it's a video platform now. So I would
correct me if I'm wrong though. For it to become a video platform, doesn't he have to have engineers at Twitter or X to make this happen?
Yeah, this is what I bet over the next little while we're going to hear some new things. So there's going to be I bet he'll have a TikTok rival part for shorts or whatever. And he's also going to have a YouTube rival part. So there'll be like, people live like us and people uploading videos and stuff. But will it happen? Will people go, okay, Twitter then?
Yeah, but who's doing it? Because I think only Jim's left.
Yeah.
And he only works half days.
Yeah. I think what it means is he's about to start showing Joe Rogan reruns. So, there you go.
Okay. He likes Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he's going for the integrity, right? You know.
The lack of.
Yeah. So is this a product that nobody asked for, or is it cool? I don't know what to think of this. I don't,
Yeah, we're not talking about it's like invisible underwear.
Yeah.
Samsung has developed or debuted the world's most useless television because it's transparent.
Yeah.
With micro LED screen at CES this year. There's no word on pricing or when this tech will be available. But it looks incredible. It does.
Beyond advertising, what use does this have except for putting in front of a background that has good contrast so you can watch television? What?
Well, they say in person the effect Samsung's transparent displays, is again, it's hard to describe. These are journalists, for God's sake, writing this stuff, and it's always hard to describe. Dude, that's your job, you idiot. Anyway, but as content almost looks like a hologram, it floats in midair. The demo unit was freestanding and measured only about a centimeter thick. Well, that's cool, which adds more to the illusion of a floating screen. Additionally, because of micro LEDs, high pixel density, images also looked incredibly sharp. But according to a Samsung spokesperson, because transparent micro LED displays have higher brightness compared to transparent OLED panels, they are also less impacted by ambient light. The bad news is that with Samsung's current crop of the transparent micro LED TVs, currently costing $150,000 for a 110-inch model.
Whoa!
It's going to
For
be
how
a
big?
Disney long 110-inch. That's a big
Okay,
TV.
that's big, but still, you know.
It's going to be a decently long time until these new displays become anything close to affordable. Now, the thing is, it's like, well, what? Who would want this? I mean, apart from actually just like putting up against your window, which is useless. Now it does have a system which blacks out the background, so you can actually make it non-transparent.
Yeah,
but the quality of the image is not as good as an actual TV that's just black. Now, I mean, I got my TV in the corner, and it's just like a normal TV. The brilliant thing about that is because it's not transparent, I don't have to look at all the dust and the cobwebs that are behind the TV.
This is why I say I can't see this being useful for anything more than advertising and stuff. Like, you could have this in front of a display for a couple of laptops. The people can't touch those ones. You have a special demo only one, and then you can have text and stuff come up on this and blah blah. I mean, I could see that, but I wouldn't want such a like literally this. It becomes similar to a projector then, when if you just put a projector on a white wall, it's okay. But if you use a screen that's meant to be like, that nice gray silverish or whatever that gives better contrast and stuff, it's way better. This is confusing. Why the hell do I want to see through it?
Yeah. To see all the naked ladies walking past. I don't know.
That happens every day in my neighborhood. Well,
yeah, to check what your wall looks like,
Yeah, every time we turn off the TV, honey, it really looks like we should fucking clean up behind there. I'm hearing that conversation a lot.
I think this is one of those sort of like situations where this is not a consumer device. You'll never see it in the people's homes. This is the sort of thing that they'll use like as part of a display in a store or something like that. And they'll do cool stuff with it, but it's not for you and me in the home.
No, it's not. I hope not. Anyway,
not me. Anyway, not at that price.
Yeah, Linus Tech Tips about 9-10 months ago had one of these see-through displays, a demo unit, and he had access to it, and he had the same conclusion. I just don't quite understand it, but it's freaking cool, right? Yeah. So I want to show you a picture. What do you think that is? Give you 3 guesses.
It's not the first thing you thought of.
No, you're wrong.
It's digital false teeth.
Yeah, this is an accessory so you can use your tongue to scroll the screen on your smart device. Surprisingly, not brought to you by Pornhub. So, I mean, wouldn't it be able to wouldn't it be a lot simpler to just take the volume rocker of your phone and have it so it has like a touch sensitive mode so you could use that to scroll? What the hell are we licking our shit for?
I'm assuming this is for people that don't have hands.
In that case, I would be, well, I guess it's just a little thingy, it's a lot simpler than trying to train a camera to see your eyes go like this and scroll, but that's going to be a disgusting, if you can't use your hands, how do you get that thing in your mouth?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Right?
Exactly. Who is this for?
Yeah, you say to passersby, excuse me, but could you stuff this disgusting slobbery thing in my case, in my mouth? Because I'd like to read the next page in the article. Like, that's some fucked up shit, man. I don't understand.
No, I do see where it could come into play on like some kind of pornographic game, and that is the controller. But you got 10,000 points for that rim job. Excellent, gold star.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, you've increased the strength of your own tongue by 3%. Good workout.
PJC Nate says voice recognition. Yeah, but you put that thing in your mouth, you can't pop
exactly. Yeah. Opening garage.
I don't know who you are. I'm shutting you out the system.
Yeah. Alexa just locked you out of the house and turned off the heat.
What? I mean, it's genius, absolute genius. But why?
Yeah, exactly. What time is it? Okay, I want to make sure because we've got to get your last one in, but I think we're okay, and we can get Schwarzenegger's stand-in here into.
Oh yes, the oldest stripper. Now, this is actually quite a cool story, but it's very long-winded. I'll try to do the short version. But Mike Stratton started stripping in 1986, and throughout his career, he's performed a full Monty dance routine at a woman's funeral. He's had to have a tetanus jab after being bitten on the bum, and was once booked by the Russian mafia. The 55-year-old who runs his own stripper agency says he has no plans to slow down as he's still receiving bookings and wowing crowds. Mike from Wigan
with his
Greater
low
Manchester.
dangling gravity affected ball sack. I mean, come on.
Good knows. But you can't beat going on stage. The adrenaline buzz you get is just incredible. I think it's what kept me young. Actually, no, you're still 55, mate. It's funny because he talks about it. He talks about it's like dancing in front of some of these older women, and he says he's like catnip to them. But he says, I call adrenaline a youth drug. If you met and talked to me, you wouldn't think I was a 55-year-old man. In my head, I'm still 25, and I'll do my best to act it. Actually, no, I'd look at you and say, you're a 55-year-old man. But okay,
dude,
no.
that titty's
Where's
got
the
some
fire?
sag, dude. Yeah, look at that. That's not standing up.
I don't need a fireman. What are you doing there? But these days, when my agent phones me up and says, "Do you want to do this birthday gram?" I ask, "How old is she?"
Yeah, no. What retirement home is it at? I mean, that's
He just prefer the older ladies than the younger ones because they get him. Well, because younger ones will just look at him and say, who ordered a 55-year-old man to my party?
Yeah.
But they were booked to fulfill a woman's last wish to reenact the iconic Dole Q routine from the cult classic film. What was the film? I can't remember the name of the bloody film now. Someone will get it. But the Full Monty. That's it. The Full Monty dance. But in front of 250 stunned mourners. He went on.
No.
They did the dance in front of. Yeah, they did. They didn't. They had no clue it was coming up. There was a woman's last wish. they just stood up beside her coffin and did this dance, and the mourners slow clapped as they walked off. It's terrible. But he also says. Sometimes my wife would turn up at a gig, and I'd say, "All right, well, I'm doing this part of the show. Put your hand up in the air with £5. She'd do that, and we'll all jump on her and do loads of stuff, and then everybody will have their fivers in the air. See, this is how we should be doing super chats, Dick. I got to learn from this guy.
No. Sometimes there's a lesson to be learned, and it could go one way or the other.
Yeah. Send us a super chat, and we'll gratify you in ways you can't imagine. Or maybe you can.
Yeah. No. Just say thank you.
All right. Okay. I'll just do it then.
Yeah. So, two quick ones, and then I got something funny. Dunk's got something funny. So, China claims to have cracked Apple's AirDrop so that they can get your email address and phone number and stuff. If that's true, and this does hit the dark web and the so on and so forth, and then come up, this could be a big thing. So if you're one of those people that leaves AirDrop on so that you can just randomly get things from people, maybe be a bit more careful right now, because if it's true, that could be a big deal.
I use AirDrop quite a lot.
It's
very handy.
Yeah. So, be careful. And then there was a second one here, a little AI update, but regulators are not convinced at all that Microsoft and OpenAI operate independently. and EU is fielding comments on potential market harms and so on. If this comes to pass, Microsoft did just surpass Apple as the most valuable company now.
Really?
And it's because their share price has skyrocketed with OpenAI and their cooperation with them. And that's which is making it worse because Microsoft is an investor in the open source side and whatnot. And the stock market's going crazy. Like, wow, this is amazing. But it's, so the regulators are very interested in how, in the background, how tightly webbed they are together, and is Microsoft kind of acting in its old ways? So we'll keep watch on it for sure. But Dunk, this is hilarious. And now I gotta tell y'all, no, this is not another sex doll story.
Yeah, and normally in the newspapers you find all these stories about dopey old tarts, and they're just one of those stories all about me. Well, this one is, as far as I'm concerned, has taken it a bit too far, but I will read the script as it is. An Amy Winehouse lookalike. Was that the first thing you people thought in the chat when you saw that? Go, I say Amy Winehouse. An Amy Winehouse lookalike dropped jaws as she flaunted her scarily similar resemblance to the late singer. Impersonator, dancer, and content creator Safi decided to share a video dedicated to Winehouse to her 15,000 TikTok followers, you idiots, as she lip synced the hit tune Rehab. And Safi even went as has a slight gap tooth, just like Amy. Yeah, brilliant technical detail. Apart from the fact it's the gap in her teeth is the only thing that's similar. What are you talking about? This is the thing. Amazed at Safi's uncanny resemblance to Amy, many people fled to the comments to share their thoughts. Always thought you somewhat resembled her, one wrote. Yeah, she's got a face and hair. Another user gasped, wow, you look like her too much. That's scary. No, what's scary is she thinks, what? I've got potatoes in my cupboard that look more like Amy Winehouse.
She looks, no offense, but she looks like as if you were running AI on a Commodore Amiga and said, draw me an Amy Winehouse.
Yeah, that's what it is. Actually, she looks more like a Elizabeth Taylor on a bad day. She's 8-bit Amy Winehouse. She's not Amy Winehouse, she's Amy Winebox.
Oh man. Oh, we hit our time. So big thanks to CF Beauty, who's not here today, but still runs everything in the background and whatnot. And I actually forgot to acquire a list, but we've got PJ, CNET, BME, The Kraut. Let's see here.
Just name
any
names.
of the other mods? Yeah.
No one will check up.
He named names. But I bet.
Say thanks to Jeff, Eric, Peanut Butter.
Oh, and Jam.
And Will I Am.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Willie, you are. Good night, everybody. See ya.
Good night. Stay chilly.